Alright everyone, so in this video we're going to cover doing some of the upgrades from the sponsors that we've received. You can probably see putting around here on the board. So yeah, we're going to go ahead, mod this thing. First we're going to change the servo, we're going to add the winch, the winch controller, the light bar, and then we'll stick the accessories onto the truck. So we'll put the winch line on the winch obviously, and then we'll also put the ground anchor onto the top, along with the actual ground anchor off the axial as well. So we've also got a little tiny 3S to power the light bar, so we'll figure where we're going to mount that and how that's going to be fitted securely as well. Now obviously, because the light bar is going to be fitted to the shell, I want to have that fitted somewhere on the chassis, preferably up the front somewhere to keep the weight over the front. So we might possibly have to extend some wires to make sure that when we take the body off, there's enough to remove the body and gain access, obviously without pulling any wires and breaking it. So yeah, let's crack on and get the steering servo done. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is tack on steering servo, as the stock one fortunately gave up the ghost over the duration of the Bonjoro. Did take a good battery though, I didn't take it easy with the truck. So I suppose for casual driving, the stock steering servo is going to be more than adequate. Like I say, I did give it a hard time. So yeah, we're going to replace it anyway. So let's crack on with that. Okay, so this is the steering servo we've got, which you would have seen about in the previous post. So we've gone for the apparently non-waterproofed Power HD 20 kilo servo. Looks really cool in red as well. Comes with obviously the bag of bits. So yeah, it should be a straight swap, nice easy swap. So like I say, we've waited on our aluminium servo horn. So what we're going to do for now is we're just going to use the stock one. If it's the matching teeth. If not, we'll just take a plastic one on for now. Okay, so let's take this body off. Have a look at this on here. So as you can see, the servo is mounted here. Let's just have a quick look at what's in there, how the tray comes out. Okay, so it looks like we need to remove the support across here, which also connects onto the panhard bar as well. So it looks like we need to undo this mounting here, undo the screw on this side, which will then we can gain access to the underside of the servo. So yeah, we might be able to reach it through this gap here. So HPI also supplies this awesome little parts mat here. Really good for keeping all your little bits and bobs together, stop them from rolling around. You see that panel bar makes a huge difference to the amount of play in the axle. So we're going to do this one. That then should loosen off the whole front bumper assembly, hopefully. It looks like it will. Okay, excellent, there you go. So the whole front bumper assembly has come off now. So these back ones are slightly trickier to get to. Now you can get good access on one. Let's have a look at the other. Oh yeah, now because that panhard bar is undone and it allows the axle to swing, if you just push it over slightly, it does give you enough access to get to the other screw. Which I think is no undone, is it? Should really be undone now. the receiver is under this tiny little box here, which has some tiny little Allen screws in it. So this truck is completely waterproof straight out of the box, which is an absolutely awesome thing. So like I say, it has been submerged and stuff, but like I say, everything is waterproof anyway. And that box seals really well because it's been in water, it's been washed here, and I don't know if you can see, I might not be able to, but down here in this corner there's midges of water. Like I say, it's only sat there, it's bone dry everywhere else. So let's just disconnect the steering servo. There we go. Okay, now that should still let us bring it out. Okay, let's disconnect the servo horn first and see what that allows us to do. Okay, so just off camera there, we didn't actually have to disconnect the servo horn, it literally came off very easily. So let's just have a look at this. Okay, it appears to be an Allen fitted inside. Let's see if we can get in with the... Okay, just let us get into the gap there. So fingers crossed. Now I don't know about this, sure many of you do that. Hoping this is a normal fitting. Yes it is, absolutely normal. So there you go, so I can turn that by hand very easily. So the teeth have got... Okay, so we need to bring the wire through there first. Kind of a bit of an approach angle on this. So we get it in. There we go, perfect. Alright, so we've got the servo fitted. We encountered a couple of little issues, mainly to do with the fact that I didn't put things back on in the correct order, but like I say, that's all sorted now. So that's all lined up, steering's pretty much centred. So the next thing we're going to tackle, I think, is to fit the winch and the winch controller. So they're both just up here on the board. So we've got the worn winch and the worn winch controller. So those items are both supplied by Martin at RC Bits. Like I say, we need to wire that in, find places to mount stuff. Now I want to try and keep most of the weight over the front. All right, so let's crack this bad boy open out the back. Okay, so as always they come with different types of mounting screws. So you get your worn stickers. We'll pop those to the side. Let's have a look at this. Okay. So we do have this 9.5 CTI on our axial, and like I say, it's a cracking winch. Does really well. Really good for like assisted winching and stuff like that, and I think that's going to look pretty sweet fixed onto the bumper. Okay, so we just noticed a small issue. Now for the winch to fit properly, we're going to have to make a modification to the bumper. Now the part of the front bull bar here, if you can see there, the end of the winch actually hits it and touches it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to trim a small piece of the bumper out here. Sorry, I'll just move it down so you can see. Trim a little piece out here just so it allows the winch to sit up a little bit closer. It shouldn't have any side effects on the structural integrity of the actual bull bar. Alright, so we've modified the front bumper. You can see here, but it's a lot thinner. Let's bring it a bit closer. It's a lot thinner here now. So now the bumper allows the winch to sit flush as it should do, so it butts up there nicely. So now all we need to do is just drill a few mounting holes for this, and then we should be good to go to get this mounted up onto the bumper. Alright, so we've got the holes are drilled now, and everything lines up spot on. So we're going to go ahead and put some decent size nuts and bolts through there with a few washers on to load take some of the load for the plastic. Alright, so just off camera there, we just had to fit the winch on. Now it's on, and it looks pretty sweet. So that's going to go back on there somewhere like that. Let's just put that ready. Okay, just move that out of the way. Okay, so I'm just going to butt that up against the body there, somewhere there. So that's how it's going to look on there, which I think looks pretty damn cool. Okay, so just while we're waiting for the solder iron to heat up, let's have a look at somewhere where we can think about mounting this. Now I want it to go somewhere over the front. Now the receiver box has a flattish and smooth surface. Now I've got some double-sided, so I'm thinking I might just wire that straight into there. Well, mount it there somewhere, provided I can get quick access. There you go. So I'll put it that way, I can get access to all the screws on the top of the receiver box as well. So let's just peel this off. I'm just going to mount that onto there. Like that. I know it's a huge square for the size of it, but I just want to just stick it on anyway. Okay, so let's have a look. Yeah, I think we'll just go this way. Let's go there. Okay, now that's really secure on there, so that's not going anywhere, which is great. So those wires obviously connect together there, so what we'll also do is we'll just neaten the wires up, cable tie them back, do whatever we need to do with those, and yeah, let's get this off, solder it directly into that other Dean's connector. Alright, so this iron's up to temperature, so I've just trimmed the old heat shrink off. So what we'll do is we'll just desolder this connector, and then we'll slip a new piece of heat shrink on, and then solder the new wires directly on. So there's that off there. Okay, so just going to trim a couple of new pieces of the heat shrink. So what I've done here is I've just put some insulation tape around. So I brought the one from the winch to the controller. I've just put a bit of insulation tape there, and I've just insulation tape them up, just so it holds all the wires together. It keeps all the wires out of the way, keeps it looking a bit neater. Alright, so here's the Baja Designs LED. Let's get this out. Of course, get some cool stickers with it, and this is going to go there somewhere. So I just had a quick measure up with the light bar, and on the plastic front mount of the roof rack there's some very small moulding lines, and with these end brackets fitted on to the light bar, they line up perfectly, so I know exactly where I need to drill my holes. So I'm going to do is just going to hold that in place there. Okay, so just going to do the holes. First one. And second one. Now just to the other side. Right, so I've got the brackets on off camera, just to try and get it done a bit faster. So let's just make sure they fit. Okay, absolutely spot on. Okay, so just quickly desoldered those wires. So let's just pop them through there. Go back on there. So to make sure now that this is going to go back through the hole. So that's on. So the body clips back through, the wire comes through to the other side, which is awesome. So just leaving that one loose for a minute. We're supposed to do this side. Okay, so just have a quick look here, see where that's going to point. So I've got it pointing roughly downwards. So I'm just going to pick those up. Okay. So he goes to the light bars on, looks pretty good up there. I think it ties in quite well with the roof rack as well. So let's reconnect the wire via the soldering iron. Let's have a look. So if that's there, so I've got plenty of cable anyway, which is a good thing. Now I could possibly velcro it to the top of the receiver for the winch controller. Let's just make sure. Okay, so there's a little bit of something there. Looking underneath, I don't think that's actually directly related to. No, it's not directly related to that. So yeah, I think we'll velcro it because that way, then when we come to need to charge it, we could just take it straight off. I think what was touching was actually that cable tie, to be perfectly honest. It was originally just over there. Okay, so let's just grab some, got some Velcro here somewhere. So we've got quite a large piece of Velcro, so what I'll do is, let's just go. So this knife blade is quite blunt, so I should really change it. Okay, so we're going to go there, and there. Okay, so let's just peel the bottoms off. Okay, so we'll mount it on the underside of the battery there, and about there. Okay, so that's on. Let's make sure it does peel off. Now, I am aware that this type of Velcro is stronger than the adhesive on the back of it, so I'm not going to try and, when I put it on, I'm just going to put it on there because that's not going to fall off. I can still get it off. Okay, so now that's on there. Let me just move that out of the way. What we'll do now is we'll mount the body back on. Just push those out of the way. The balance lead is okay. So let's just connect the wire up, just make sure it's working. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So the body's going to sit there, obviously, like that. Okay, so we've got this cool anchor point from Overland RC. Okay, so the reason I've gone for the quite girly colours is just because it stands out fairly well. So what I'm hoping is we can utilise the actual standard roof rack somehow. We just grab some scale bungees. So yes, thanks for tuning in guys, and hope you enjoyed the video.